Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Fortune and Glory, the cliffhanger game, where we are deep in it and having a pretty good game so far. Though I have a suspicion that that may change because of the some of the things being enhanced by the Crimson Hand due to the relics that they got and the symbols on those relic cards. I think that could end up impacting us this turn. We'll see. Maybe in the future turns, I think we're going to have to figure out how to hustle it up and get to our goals fast. Now we're doing well. I mean, we're halfway to our target, and so is the Crimson Hand, which is actually one of the best places you could be in, is be in the position where you're at least pacing with them. Usually you have to chase them because they get ahead of you pretty quickly, and this time they didn't. That's good. Another thing that happened that would have affected the game a lot, I think, is we haven't had a single temple come out. And that's just amazing, because they can take the fortune from the temples pretty quickly, and they haven't, because there haven't been any to take the fortune from, so it's been pretty good. That said, we're going to really have to hustle it up this turn. So we're going to get started right away. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. There's been a couple of corrections listed along the way, and I've kind of done them, kind of haven't. And the main reason is, and I'm going to say something about this game in general, and I'm going to say something about fiddly games like Flying Frog games in general as well. You know, we're on films. You're going to see some of those mistakes. You're making the same mistakes when you're playing. I promise you that. The thing that I want to emphasize here is not who's making mistakes or what, but how to have fun with this kind of game. If you are not doing things that are totally breaking the game and the rules, don't worry about it. You don't like it. I picked up the dock token before or after or whatever. If I could see that dramatically had an impact on the game, I would probably reverse that. But you know, if it doesn't, I'm just not going to worry about it. We're going to keep going because this is about telling the story of the adventures, and yeah, you want it to be a challenging game, and it is. But you don't have to be perfect with this type of game. It's not like a Euro game where you got to make sure you're doing the rules right. It just doesn't matter that much in the scheme of things. So, like if I did something game breaking, and I think I had a mistake early on that was kind of like that I did go fix. But if I did something game breaking, I would go change it. I'm not that worried about it though, and I hope you're not as well. So with that said, we're going to get started with our first turn. We're going to start with, of course, our initiative round and get that going. And we're going to be playing with Jake Zane, Angel Espinoza, and Grant Jackson. They're having a good run. They got some money to spend, and they're in places where they're going to be in places where they can spend. At least a couple of the characters are. So that is a good thing. Well, hopefully, assuming they get enough movement, I think we're going to head Jake over to Tokyo to try and get the Jar of Hades before the Crimson Hand does. And with the Crimson Hand's current special ability, they might get it in like 2 turns. So we're going to have to really hustle over there. Right now, we don't have any of the villains on the board, but the dreaded Angelica Hamilton of the Crimson Hand is about to come out. And she will go to, it looks like, either the Crown of Shadow or the Heart of Power. They both have the same requirements. So we'll just roll randomly when that time comes. And then, of course, we delayed the Inquisitor, so he's a couple turns out, because he lost the relic that we were after. We got it. We have to return that relic still. We've got to get to a place. Jake's going to do that if he gets into Tokyo. So we're going to try and get that turned in for another 4 or 5 if we get to a major city. Hopefully we do. Is Tokyo a major city? I think it is. It is. We're going to get it there so we can get 5 more. That'll put us much closer to our goal. All right, I think that sets the stage for this round. The Crimson Hand is doing pretty well against us at this point. They caught up. They were way behind, but they're doing well. And let's get going with our initiative turn. All right, here I am with Jake. Let's see what his initiative is. It's a 2. Angel's going to be a 1. Oh, that's not good, Angel. And then we'll just roll for Grant here, a 5. Actually, it is good for Angel because she didn't need to go very far. And she's going to get an event. I think you still get an event if you roll a 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you do. Okay, let's draw an event card and see what she gets. Extra effort. says a play on any hero to give them +2 agility or combat for the turn. That's quite good. We still have a couple of good cards, event cards. We did use some of them finally, but that's the way the ball bounces. So Grant Jackson is going to be up first. Grant is in Los Angeles. He's got quite a bit of fortune. He doesn't have a ton of glory, though. I think we need to get him track into an adventure soon, like fast. So let's see if we can do that. So next up is our movement rolls. We're going to make our movement rolls. So for Grant, oh, he only got a 1. Oh, that is awful. But guess what that gives us? That gives us another event card. It's pretty good. Contacts in Cairo. You have received word of your contact in Cairo. Cairo, discard while in the named city during your adventure phase to gain 1 fortune and draw 1 ally card. Oh man, that's great. We're going to keep that in our pile. Remember, in the cooperative version of the game, these cards are shared. So that's really helpful. And then we're going to roll movement die for Angel. Let's see what she got, a 4. And then, of course, for Jake, we want kind of a big one here. Let's see, a 6. Well, that was pretty good. We got a 6 for Jake. So he's going to move. But right here, we're here with Grant. Grant got a 1. I don't even know if I want to take him out of the city at this point. I mean, what's the point, right? I guess we can get him moving. He's got to come across the ocean. Wait, we got the Crown of Shadows. So what he's going to do then is he'll move out of Los Angeles into Mexico, and that's going to be the end of his movement. And that's it for him. He'll get to roll. I have 4 glory. It doesn't really do much for us. He's got some good stuff going on. Well, when we get into the adventure phase, I'll show the characters because they've had some enhancements. At least a couple of them have. All right, and then next up, we are going to go with Angel Espinoza. She only rolled a 1 as well. No, she rolled 1 initiative. She rolled a 4. But she's not going far. She's just going to Rio. She doesn't have anything to do or turn in. So she's going to pop over to Rio, and that's going to be the end of her movement phase. And then we got Jake Zane, the pilot. He's up here in Siberia. We'll just cruise in just a little bit closer. He is going to make a big move of 1, 2 into Japan, and then a 3 to get on top of Tokyo out of his 6 movement. So he's fine. He is in Tokyo. He is not actually taking on the relic this turn. So we might lose. Man, do I do that first? No, we got to get him. I want to make sure we turn in the amulet. I don't want to lose that fortune, and that is a risk. You know, if I get him to, I can get another 3 fortune just by traveling him around and getting this done. I got to get to Australia. Well, there is a relic in Australia. The Orb of Lost Souls is in New Zealand. That's not bad. We can get to Sydney, hit up New Zealand, and then fly to Rio, maybe. I don't know. Cost us a fortune, but we get 3. All right, well, that's the end of our movements. Now we're going to go into our adventure phase, and we'll take a look at Grant Jackson at this point. Grant's doing pretty good. He's got this stuff. He does not have a sidekick, but he does have an ally in the mechanic, and he also has his revolver and machete, so he's got quite a bit of stuff he can do with items and that, but that's not really going to help him much. We're just going to roll a die for him. We don't need this anymore. We'll just roll a die for him. Hopefully he rolls correctly. A 3, so nothing. So he's tooling around Mexico. Nothing's really happening there. It's all good. Now we're going to go over to Angel Espinoza. She's going to have to draw a city event. Okay, here is Angel. We're just going to cut the city deck real quick. Uh-oh. And give her a draw there. What do we get? Auction. Place an auction marker at the city. Any hero at this city, everybody's pretty far away, may sell their artifact at auction. Roll a d6. Oh man, I could get it with +4 fortune. This remains in play. Let me go find that token. So I couldn't find the auction token, so I'm just going to mark it with this market token. I think we'll get the idea. The auction is here. I'll just leave that right there. She doesn't have any treasure to speak of right now, but I do think we're going to go after. Now, the way the rules are, and I did this out of sequence, is you're supposed to do this right after the event because it can impact it. Free travel to any port city. We'll take that. I wonder if that has to be now. I'll look that up real quick because they do give you the specifics in the rules on that, and it'll be good to know if that is specific. So here's the docks encounter. Let's see, free travel to anywhere. The hero may immediately travel for free to any other port on the board. That may contain an adventure phase in the new city. Oh, that may contain an adventure phase in the new city, or will or may, will. Oh, they may then continue their adventure phase in a new city. I think we're going to do that. I don't really have any reason to keep her here. We're probably going to lose that. We should go over to some... You know where we should go? I have an idea. I think this relic is where Angelica is going to go. So we're going to send her to Sydney. It's a dock, a port city, so we can send her there. She immediately gets to go there. I am not going to draw a second token. I'll leave that one there for now on the docks. But that does mean we can continue with our city adventure. We are in Sydney. That is a good thing. And we're going to do some stuff while we're there. For example, we are going to heal her up. So let's go back to her board now. Okay, she's got 4 wounds. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 of her glory. We're going to spend that to heal up these wounds. She is now healthy. And then we are going to... see, we're not going to win this, I don't think. But... because there's no way. I had... Because we have to do things, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to buy her a gear card. What do you think? A gear card? All right, 5 is not enough to buy, like, go into the common items deck, but it is enough for this. So we'll do that. We're going to grab her a piece of gear. Could grab her an ally too, but I think a piece of gear will be better. Let's see what we get. We get, oh gosh, you know, that was the right move right there. She's got a 8 combat now with that Tommy gun. So she purchased a Tommy gun on the black market there using her glory in the city. And that is basically going to be the end of her adventure phase. Now, she didn't have anything really else, nothing else she could really do there. So we're going to go on to Jake, who is in Tokyo. We're going to draw his city card, and then we're going to continue on. All right, here we are with Jake in Tokyo. We're going to draw his city card. There's a dock token there as well. I probably will take that. But let's see what he gets. Draw a gear card. Just flat up draw a gear card. Okay, we'll happily do that. We'll put that away and get rid of that deck, and we'll get the gear deck out. We'll go to Jake's board and see it and do everything there because we got some other things we want to do. So we're going to put these decks aside. We don't need them anymore. We're going to draw a gear card for Jake. What do we get? Reference book. Nah, +1 lore. What's his lore? It puts his lore to 3. That's not terrible. So he's got a reference book now. Goggles, a lucky lighter, and his mission to see the world. So that was a pretty good start for Jake. I think we're going to get rid of 2 glory to get rid of the wounds that he has here. That is good. We don't want him hurt. Now he's got to... oh, wait, before I did that, I have 2 wounds. I do think... let me think about it. I mean, some of these are bad, so I'm getting a little nervous about this, especially since he's got that relic to turn in. But I do think we'll do the dock adventure right after. So he's still got 2 wounds at this moment in time. Whoa, just 1 fortune for nothing. I'll take it. That puts us 1 closer. Boosh, 1 fortune. We'll keep it. And then now that has been done, we'll go back to his board and finish his round at the city. Look at that. That's great. Okay, so now we will get rid of these 2. I already spent the glory on it. And then we will spend another 5. I think we're going to get him an ally. He's going to spend 5 glory to get himself a random ally. I've been asked this before, but like if you have a lot of glory, why wouldn't you just buy gear and allies instead of common items? Well, because you don't know what you're going to get. With common items, you can choose from those common items what you're going to get. But what does he get? He gets the burglar. Okay. And this one will start with him. He's got a loyalty of 1. He's going to act. I can activate him. May copy the active ability of another card in play. And he gives him +1 agility. So we have a little ally there. Some burglar we picked up along the way in the city who's helping us out. That's all good. And I think then for our last thing, we're going to sell the amulet in Tokyo. So that means we're going to discard these. And that's going to give him 5 more fortune. Because we're in a major city. So it would be 4. It was 4 as a relic, but then we get +1 for the major city. Here is that. So he's at 11. And let's see. So it's 11. Grant is at 12. We're doing really good. Guess what? If we can get 1 more relic before the Crimson Hand gets in there, we can win the game. Man, I wish I could take a relic here and get that big fortune bump at the auction. That would be pretty nice. All right. But that ends all of our characters' actions, and for this turn, that's it. So we're done. Now we're going to go on to the villain phase. That's not going to be any fun. This is where I always worry about things changing tides on us here, like you would if you're playing an Arkham game, or really any game where you have like a random deck that has to be played, like we're about to do here with the villains. Let's see what we get. Vile Tactics. Oh, okay. Finally we have one of these. This is the first one of these cards that we've gotten. So we're going to move the villain track up one step, so they're now at 10. So that was helpful to them. And then we're going to play this Vile Tactics card. That is pretty good for them, actually, but we'll see. So what does a Vile Tactics card do? Well, I've shown you this chart before, but wrong card. It's this one. I've shown you this before, but then we're going to roll on this chart, this Vile Tactics chart. So I'm just going to put it right there, and we're going to get a d6. We're going to roll it up, see what we get. A 1. I'm sure that, oh, that's bad. Okay, so we're going to place a new Dark Sanctuary in a random location. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to take get one of these out, a Dark Sanctuary like this. We're going to draw a location card. So let's just give that a cut. We're going to have, wow, it is going to be in the Ancient Mountains, which is way, way south. So that's going to be a really hard one for us to go tackle. But that is where it's going to go. I'll go show you that on the board. So we have a new Dark Sanctuary. It doesn't say anything else after that, so that's all that's going to happen. But that's pretty important because that means there will be the possibility of 2 of these minions out. So just when I thought I didn't need the space, I do, because the other Dark Sanctuaries in the Ancient Mountains, way down in the south of the world. Pretty crazy times, but that was not so terrible for us. So that was our villain event phase. Next, we're going to go to the Outpost phase. Well, we know we have 2 outposts now, right? So we'll just roll for them here. We have, well, we have, you know, we can still end up with 2. Let's go look at that. Okay, here it is. Villain bonus. During the Outpost setup step of the villain phase, roll a d6 for each Dark Sanctuary on the board. Roll a 4, 5, or 6. Place a Crimson Hand Acolyte out. A 1 and a 6, so we will place 1 more out. And it will go on the lowest relic that's available that does not already have somebody on it. Okay, so here we are. The lowest relic, unfortunately, is going to be one of the ones we're going for, which is the Orb of Lost Souls. And so we're going to have one right there now, too. Now, also, I think in this phase, in the Outpost phase, we're going to actually activate those Acolytes, if I'm not mistaken, or that might happen in the Adventure phase. I'm going to take a look. Yep. Okay, then place the new figure in the artifact with the lowest fortune value. I'm going to have to look at their normal board to see what they do here with this Dark Sanctuaries. Yeah, the Outposts. Yeah, okay, got that. Crimson Hand Acolytes. The Order of the Crimson Hand has a pool of 8. Yep, got that. They're placed on artifact adventures through the course of the game. Outposts as well as various cards. Each Crimson Hand Acolyte figure represents an enemy. Okay, but that's not what I'm asking. I want to know what we do with them. Let's see. Crimson Hand Acolytes add... Oh, yeah, they just add a success to each of the... yeah, here it is. Let's see. It's right here, under this part right here. Anytime you roll a tactic, take it back. I'm just trying to remember when they go. When do they actually go? Oh, okay. Has an acolyte. Yeah, that's just placing them, y'all. All right, I'll figure it out off camera. We'll figure it out, but I do believe they're going to place. Now, the other problem is we do have one of those symbols. I will address that right now because it means they're going to place extra successes. It says right here, Crimson Hand Acolytes add any extra success each turn to collecting, add an extra rather, to collecting an artifact. So we're going to have this problem, right? So because what's going to happen here, if we can't collect the orb next turn, we're going to lose it because this fellow here, the Jar of Hades rather, that's in the one in Tokyo. We're going to put 2 successes out of 4 on that one. That's not great. And then we will go and put 2 successes. I believe this happens in the adventure phase. I'm going to double check it, but that means there's also 2 successes on the Orb of Lost Souls. And last but not least, she comes back out on the board, and she's going to make her way to either the Crown of Shadows or the Heart of Power. I think we'll just do a roll-off and see. That seems to be the right way to do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for her. 3, she's going to the Heart of Power, so let's go take a look at that. The Heart of Power is outside Bombay in India, right here, so she is going to be there, taking on this relic and trying to get a hold of it. She won't do anything with it this turn, but next turn she will. Oh man, we're up against the gun now, aren't we? We now feel the pressure of trying to get to this as quickly as possible. So we do have some good news in that the Crown of Shadows is left by itself, but it also has a massive adventure requirement of 5 for something that is, it's a 4 basic glory, but it's got an additional 5 glory when you collect the artifact. That would be our victory right there, by the way, just saying. So yeah, we're going to try and get that done, but maybe if we can simply get the orb and the jar, we're in good shape. Well, we can make it from there because we can sell it for another 4. We'll be close. It's going to be cutting it tight. We got to stay ahead of our villains, though. And then last but not least, the Inquisitor goes to a ready state. He will come out on the board next turn and take on our heroes. 2 Dark Sanctuaries. Do I go crush one of them? I don't know. It might be a good thing for Jake to go get the one that's in not far away from him in Shanghai and destroy it before these guys run rampant and take all of our artifacts. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. That's it for right now. We're doing a great thing. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this. It's great fun. I love this game. It's so much fun to play. It tells such a great story. We're telling a great story. These guys are going around and getting some stuff done. Yet the Crimson Hand is still tracking with us. They don't need much more to win. So we're going to, well, they need 10 more. They're halfway there. We're halfway there. Well, we're more than halfway there. So we're doing really well. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.